Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of the Scratch Track podcast presented by the Dude and Grim Show. I am the Dude.
And I am Grim, and today we are going to discuss maybe our first impressions, if you will, or just kind of give an in general impression of what we think of Tiny Music, songs from the Vatican gift shop, Super Deluxe Edition reissue, which coincidentally is also the 25th anniversary of this album's release.
That's crazy, man. 25 years ago, right?
And yeah, that's at the point where, dude, you said offline, like, how old do you feel? Pretty old. Well, I mean, I just turned 40, so there's that, but it just makes me feel even older because I remembered, buying the album when it was released 25 years ago.
That is pretty cool though, where you're like, on one hand it's cool because you're like, man, I went to the store. Like, I actually went to the store and I was a kid. Yeah. I bought the CD, and now for roughly, well, on this website for $80, on STP's website it's $90.
Yep.
You can buy the Super Deluxe Edition, and that now they have a vinyl. It is sort of a vinyl CD combo that they have. We've seen other, the All Things Must Pass one. There's like 6 or 7 or a billion different versions. Tame Impala, they just came out with their Lonerism one. That was a kind of a deluxe edition. And all of these are just kind of like, it's the album remastered, but then it includes demos and live songs and stuff like that, which is all really cool. Now, here's the thing though, Grim, on the Tame Impala one, theirs is all vinyl. So
dude, I know.
And this
and
one
it's not.
And I'm not sure. I don't. I think it's cooler to have them all vinyl, but then there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, man. With the CDs too, I'm not really sure what I like better, because this just has the remaster on vinyl of Tiny Music, and then it has the remaster on CD, and then it has 2 extra discs, and we'll get into what's on those discs in a minute. But I'm just curious, man. I mean, does that turn you off more? Would you rather have it be a full vinyl collection or the combination?
I would, and honestly, especially with this album, if it were all on vinyl, I think I would probably consider buying the super amazing crazy version, because
right.
I really like this album, and like you said, it's one of those ones where you can remember when it came out and you bought it then. So there's something that's kind of cool about that. But at the same point, I mean, if I really just like for some of this stuff, I mean, if you want to get into it, I'll basically just throw it on the table. And that is, out of all the early versions, I wouldn't mind hearing that live show. I'm sure that's probably good. But out of all the early versions and stuff, the only things that I'm really that excited to hear would be an alternate version of Big Bang Baby. I would like to hear Kretz's acoustic song.
Yes, I agree with that.
And dude, the full length version of Press Play. Definitely want to hear that.
Well, it's interesting. And, on Wednesday, spoiler alert, we will actually be talking about this album in full. And that was one of the questions I had for the album, is like, oh, geez, like, is this just, there's got to be somewhat of just like a little snippet of a song, because it's only like a minute and a half or something like that. And it kind of fades in and fades out with it continuing to go. So I would definitely be interested in that. This also does come with a 7-inch, it looks like a 7-inch vinyl, where it has Big Bang Baby on side 1 and then has Daisy on side 2. And now they have released a version like this for Purple as well. And it's pretty great. And I'm kind of with you.
Do you have that?
I don't. I don't have it. So just so people know, if you don't want to spend the money and get all these versions and stuff, if you're on a streaming service like Apple or Spotify,
you'll be able to
all
hear
of these. Yeah, all these songs are on there. Like I cross-referenced the what's on Apple, and
they already released it.
No, it'll be released soon. But they've released like a couple of tracks as kind of teasers, to get the fans excited. But for me, I like to hear the early versions and the alternate mixes and stuff. But unless it is really different or there's something that stands out about it, I typically don't find myself going back to it that often.
Yeah, you're right. It has to be like a completely different.
It's like, whoa, man! I can't believe they changed that song up like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's.
And
so
I was
don't
thinking
know,
about this from the All Things Must Pass one. I mean, there's a couple songs. One in particular, "Let It Down," where "Let It Down" is kind of a big produced song on the album, but the early version is completely acoustic, and it's really cool to hear it in that sense. And so if it was like that, I think I would be interested because, it's just something that different.
Yeah, because when I think of like an early version, I think of like a musician, working it out sort of on acoustic guitar and stuff. Yeah. Like we've heard, remember in college, we had those early versions of Radiohead's Airbag and Some Training Home Alien.
Yeah.
And it's just like Tom York with an acoustic, and you're like, wow, that's pretty badass, right?
Yeah.
And they have released a few of these, and it really sounds. I know this says early version, but I forget what one it was. Maybe it was, I don't know if it was Big Bang Baby or it was the Big Bang Baby alternate version. But to me, it sounded a lot like the version it wasn't like that. At least I didn't notice this huge discrepancy where I was like, oh my God.
Well, and that's what I wonder is and maybe because you listen to that, when it's early version, is it an early version like a different take of the song that they were doing along the way? Or is it like when they just had the most basic tracks like that they recorded
I think it was, well, here's the thing. I think it might have been the alternative version that I listened to. And so I think it might have been the different tracks. So early version might be very, very different.
Yeah. Who knows?
Cress's acoustic song, I'd be interested to hear that.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, so for the Purple special edition, they do have a very similar thing where it's, the remastered CD. And then I think they have early demos and alternate takes. And then there is like a live show. Now, they also have a super deluxe version of Core, but they never came out with it on vinyl, so it's only downloadable as far as I know. I've never seen it anywhere. But it's cool because, again, it's the same kind of format where disc 1's the remaster, disc 2 is, demos and alternate takes, and then 3 is like kind of like a live show. Now, the live show here, if you have the track listing in front of you,
I do.
I mean, it's pretty much all the songs, that you would expect from their first 3 albums, but they do play a bunch off of this album. I mean, they play Tumble in the Rough, Meat Plow. Wait, no, is Meat Plow?
That's on Purple.
Okay, that's on Purple. So Tumble in the Rough, Tripping on a Hole in a Paper Heart, Lady Picture Show, and Big Bang Baby. So you get about 4 songs. It's a good mix of their 3 albums. I would say.
Yeah, that's a great set. Honestly, that's a really good set.
I'd see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is probably, if anybody's still watching, is this something you guys would be interested in? What would you like to see sort of included? Do they leave something out? Would you prefer an all vinyl version versus the kind of vinyl CD combo? Because
and when if you make those comments, if you haven't already at that time, that'd probably be a good time to go ahead and
like, subscribe, and comment below. Exactly. So. We've checked. We will have an episode on Wednesday talking about this album in much greater depth and in detail. Yeah. We go through each track and stuff and give a little history and background of the album.
I did want to throw in a quick aside that I kind of liked from the perspective of how they put everything together artistically. I mean, you have your standard album art, but when I bought this and when it was released,
like 15.
Yeah, but dude, it was obviously on CD, and the CD it looked like a beach ball, like the ones in there, but it was the tricolored beach ball. So you had like the red and the yellow and the blue.
Yeah, and
I like how they just do them all as different colors since there's 3 CDs, but it's
right.
solid. I think that's cool, but.
Well, in the packaging does look really cool. Like it is sort of a gatefold type thing. And I remember just seeing the Purple special edition like in the store when I saw it, and I almost bought it because I was like, man, this is pretty sweet. And it's hard, kind of hardcover, really nice packaging and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it then because when I was at the store, I was just assuming that it was all vinyls. and didn't know that it had the 3 CDs. So I think that is sort of a deal breaker for me, especially at around $80 to $90, which is what most of these stores are. I could do all vinyl because I think Tame Impala's is about $70 or $80, and you get 4 vinyls in that. Whereas this, kind of like, man, I feel like it's a little much to pay for 1 vinyl and 3 CDs. That's just, just kind of my opinion there. So
that's just like your opinion, man.
It's just like it. Exactly. So, all right, everyone. Well, thank you for watching. Please let us know if you're going to pick this up, what you think of it, and how old does the 25th anniversary make you feel?
40 old, specifically. But yeah. How old does it make you feel?
You. All right. Take care, everyone.
Time to go.
It's time to go.
Scratch a Track is produced by the Dude and Grim. Additional music provided by Moore and the Tims. Copyright 2021. The Dude and Grim Show.